What's gonna happen when I get out of here?
Sunderland, comes to the ring, Tony Jeffries. Oh, the Blazing Olympic gold medalist, James Miguel. Welcome, James, to the ring, please. Nothing of Curio, South Rock. This is going to be round one, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the punch bag.
Carl, first we've seen you since the Prosper Ankara knockout in the second round. It was pretty convincing. Maybe he wasn't quite good enough for you?
Oh, well, I don't like saying it, but that's probably the truth, you know. To be honest, we couldn't get any footage of him before the fight. I thought he might have come over and you know, if you're stereotypical Ghanaian fighter, they're usually tough when they come to fight, but he just didn't want to know that lad. And but, you know, a win's a win and onwards and upwards.
Well, we're into March and you've already had 2 defences of your Commonwealth title, so it's a pretty impressive record so far this year.
Yeah, the year before I only had 3 fights, and due to injury and stuff, and me and Barry spoke about it, and he wanted to get me at least 5 fights this year. And we've had 2 already, so we're well on target for that, and you know, hopefully we'll be out in Belfast in June again. Eddie Hearn has promised us that. It's just waiting on an opponent now.
And yes, after your fight live on Sky, you did say that Scott Quigg come and get it, basically, which you have been saying to him, and Eddie and Barry, you've all been saying to him. Barry took to Twitter to encourage it a bit more. Doesn't look like that's going to happen now. Is that something that disappoints you?
It does, because you know he's British champion. I've always said that I would love to be British champion, but you know he's the fight we want. But if it doesn't happen, you know we got to look at other options, and Kiko Martinez is one of them, and he's European champion. So to my mind, there's no point boxing for European title and then going backwards and boxing for a British title. But it's sad that it hasn't happened. But I'm sure we'll meet down the line somewhere. You know I'm ready for it. Next fight, I'll fight him anytime, to be honest, and we've been saying that for a long time. It's just whether him and his team, you know, really want to take a fight.
Why do you think it is that they haven't bitten to this fight? You know, is he scared? What do you think it is that he doesn't want to fight you?
To be honest, I think Quigg probably would fight, but I think his team are smarter than that. I don't think he has the best chin in the business. Without being big-headed, I hit quite hard, and I'm quite accurate as well. I just think his team know that he would get chinned if it ever happened.
So Kiko Martinez, Barry has tweeted today to say that you want him now for, you know, the next fight, European title. So it is a bit of a step up, but you believe you're ready for that? Yeah,
you know, I was meant to fight him in September. You know, he pulled out because of his father's illness, but you know, I still turned up. I believed I was ready then, but it could have been a blessing in disguise for me that the fight didn't happen. It's, you know, I have another 3 fights under my belt, and I feel like I'm improving all the time. I was ready for him then, but I'm more than ready now, and it would be a great fight. I think our styles would gel, and it would be a you know, a good one for the fans. But you know, he's the one we want now, since Quigg doesn't want it. What's
going to take for this fight to happen now?
I just think it could be pretty easily made. He's got an Irish manager. They're happy. He travels a lot. He's been all over the world to box. I think they're just trying to iron out a few things. I'm not so sure. I don't know how close it is to being signed, but you know, fingers crossed that's the one that comes off. But you know, I'm pretty confident that our team can make it, because we want the fight.
Do you think it would be a possible June fight then, if this comes off, if Eddie's wanting you out again in June, would this be the perfect one to go for?
Yeah, that would be it. That's who we're looking at next, and we sort of said after my last fight that was the end of the apprenticeship, and all the fights from now on in are going to be meaningful, you know, title fights that are going to get me involved in the world rankings and get me into the top 10 hopefully. Kiko Martinez would, you know, he would really push me up there. A win against a guy like that, really credible opponent. No doubt he's the biggest test of my career so far, but yeah, June, we're looking at him next.
I saw the fight at the Sheffield Arena, a massive crowd there, really probably the biggest crowd you've fought in front of. What was that atmosphere and experience like for you?
It was great. I reckon that I sort of perform at my best, and on big occasions, and that's what I like. It was, but before that, at boxing on McCluskey Bill, and I think there was about 6,000 in the Odyssey before, but there was 10,000 in there that night, and I think Sky broke their records for non-box office figures for the fight. There was 400,000 or something watched it, so it was good for me, and it's put me in the spotlight, and it's just up to me to keep winning and showing the public and that I'm the real deal, really.
And you're obviously off for a week now or a couple of weeks. You've had a couple of weeks off, is that right?
Yeah, I've had 2 weeks off now. I'll start back on Monday, but nothing serious, obviously, until an opponent's name. But this, after the Chris Hughes fight, which was 2 fights ago, I was straight back in the gym after 4 days. So just letting the body rest and recover now.
And what does your life entail when you're off? Because I'm sure boxing's never too far out of your mind.
No, it's not. And I took a trip there to Paris with Christine after the fight, just for a bit of a rest. And Gavin Rees actually fought in Paris on the Friday night, and I didn't realise he was fighting until late on Friday night, or I'd have probably chanced my arm and try to bring Christine along. But boxing is massive in my life, but when I get the chance to rest, I love to spend as much time as possible with Christine and the child, and she does a lot of work. She's here alone by herself all the time, so I try to do as much as I can just to help around the house, and turn into a bit of a housewife sometimes, but that's what you have to do.
And I'm sure the wee one, Carla, keeps you very busy and entertained at the same time.
She's great. She's great fun, and she's making me laugh every day, and she's changing all the time. But I do miss her when I'm away. But when I'm at home, it's brilliant to be around her.
She's got her daddy's looks so far at the minute. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't think it's a good thing when you look at the mummy. She's much better looking than me. So hopefully she grows out of them. But I like it. I like it that she looks like me. She's like my little clone. So I like it.